Hello and welcome to this session. We will continue our journey of exploring spoken English by doing more of essential English grammar. We will be talking about perfect tenses today. Not that we haven't spoken about perfect tenses earlier, but today we will look at them more closely. So before that journey starts, it's a good idea to say hello to our learned participants. Just in case you're wondering what's going to be the agenda for today, well, first was the hellos, the exchange of greetings. Thereafter, we will do the perfect tenses. Today, we won't be doing the exercises. We'll be doing the theory portion. Well, yes, sometimes theories have to be done. And I keep saying that these theories are not to be remembered. They're just to act as some kind of a backdrop material. And that's how you must treat essential English grammar theory. Once we are through with that, we will listen to two of our learned participants doing spontaneous speech. Okay, so let's start with the hellos right away. Okay, good evening, Lekha.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, tremendous, perfect, fantabulous, fantastic, stupendous. I am riding the cloud of success as always. And with great friends like yourself, Nitesh, Seema, Pallavi, and others who haven't joined us today, and of course, by my wonderful team members as well, I can say with confidence that I have never been better before. How are you?
I'm also good, sir, and I'm wonderful, and I'm winning in my everyday life, and I'm working like a professional, and I'm doing great things every day, learning day by day, learning new things in cooking, and being a better person every day. And I'm also the best person in this world, and the most intelligent, most beautiful, and most kind and innocent also. That makes me say that I have never been better before.
Okay. All right, going ahead. Uh, Nitesh, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Absolutely terrific, tremendous, great, fantabulous. And with the love and affection of great friends like yourself and others on this forum, and even those who have not joined us today, I can say that I have never been better before. What about you, Nitesh?
I'm also great and doing the everyday thing that we do, but yeah, learning in the process and learning new things every day, uh, know about new things, getting better in everyday office work, learning, trying my hobbies that I have been left out due to preparation and office. So I'm getting ample time because sometimes it gets really hectic in office, but nowadays it's like little better than before. So it's it's like that, and because of this, I can confidently say that I'm doing much better than before, and in the presence of you all, and getting the positive vibes from all of my friends and you sir. So I can confidently say that I have never been better before.
Wonderful. Those are musical words. Well said. And I see that you are wearing a green t shirt. Oh, your friend Lekha is also wearing a green t shirt. My goodness, the two of you, beings from the Andromeda galaxy, probably you cannot cheat us anymore. Right? That is what makes the two of you so exceptionally intelligent. And everybody is intelligent here. But then we do not often talk about uh, time dilation and contorted spheres and uni surface objects. The two of you must have learned all this in some other galaxy. Did you? Lekha, I'm coming back to you. You're also in green today.
Yes, sir. You should also wear green green t-shirt.
but But I'm from the planet Earth. So are
But
you.
sir, yes, but
S-
you can become intelligent like us by wearing green t-shirts.
Okay, fantastic. So what you mean is you are both earthers with the spirit of the extreme wisdom that pervades all over the universe. So great to know that. And thank you for joining Lekha. Thank you for joining Nitesh. Moving
Thank
over
Thank
you.
you, sir.
to Seema.
Thank you, sir.
Seema, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Absolutely glorious. I have been always winning. And with the looks like that of a demigod, with the voice like that of the best singer on earth and the best voiceover artist on earth, and with so much of wisdom. Wisdom is coming out from my eyes, from my ears, from my skin. I have so much of wisdom that I can't handle it. So, with so much of wisdom at my command, and with this spirit of ever evolving into a better person, a still better person, an even better person, and so on, with the love and affection and the support of friends like yourself and others, without a trace of doubt, I have never been better before. How are you, Seema?
I'm also great, sir, and I am feel so great to have or to have a profession like this because I am indulging with the lives of people, and I can, uh, matlab this thing feel this thing get me or filled me with so much pride. I can say that I can able to I can able to share many experiences or want to change their lives through discussions, through sharing work experiences, through my subject even. And with all this thing, whenever I am joining this group, I really feel so great and wonderful because I am able to learn many more things from my these kind of intelligent friends like Nitesh, Lekha, Pallavi, Manisha, and the team members, and definitely you, sir. So that's why I can say that I have never been better before.
Thank you. Such wonderful words and spoken so beautifully. Right. You are so good at verbalizing your ideas, right? Sometimes you say that you take time and probably you hesitate, but the truth is when you speak, you really speak like a champ. Believe that because you actually do that, right? Okay, moving on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining, Seema. Thank you for finding time for us. Okay, good evening, Pallavi.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Absolutely great. How will a winner feel? How will somebody with such great talents feel? How will somebody with such great confidence feel? Somebody who has been winning and winning and winning and winning. Somebody who has also been winning over all the weaknesses that one has. And I am that person because I'm powered by friends such as yourself and Manisha and Nitesh and Lekha and Seema and my wonderful team members. And of course, all those great friends who haven't joined us today. So, with so much of support and so much of love and affection and um, so much of care that I get, so much of respect that I command because of wonderful friends such as yourself, I can say with confidence that I have never been better before. What about you, Pallavi? How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm also feeling great, feeling enthusiastic, and after watching all my friends and amongst all, first of all, after watching you and having you as my teacher, as my mentor, it feels like I am the luckiest person of the earth. And yes, that's why, because I'm learning new things daily from you, in the whether in the office or after coming from the office, learning new things from you and from all my learner friends. So it feels really great, and that's why I can say that I have never been better before.
Wow, look at the way you are speaking now, Pallavi. I knew that this stage will come. You are now speaking like an absolute champ, somebody who is in complete charge of oneself. I'm so happy that you're speaking this way. And soon enough, I'll see you on the stage doing public oratory, giving professional performances, right? And I'll be so happy. I'll be there in the first row of the auditorium, watching you and listening you talk. And you'll be talking on a variety of subjects. It'll be a dream, and you can make that dream materialize. All of you should become great orators, regardless of what you're doing. You could be public servants or business person. You could be an adventurer. You could be a teacher. Doesn't matter what you do. You could be an educationist, but you should be able to speak great English. Not to suggest that English is superior to the other languages. Let's speak English without the slavish mentality. Why do I keep saying that you all must speak English without any fear of making mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. The native speakers make the most horrendous of mistakes. And I gave an example of that. I gave examples of the mistakes that native speakers make in one of the earlier classes. I believe when we started out, I took a class where I did tell you what kind of mistakes the natives make. So we as non-native speakers can make mistakes that hardly makes a difference, right? What matters is to speak English. What matters is that you love English. Just the way you love every other language, you should love and respect English. Speak English, even if you are speaking incorrectly. It is creditable. You heard me. Even if you are speaking English incorrectly, it's creditable. Okay. Thank you, Pallavi, for finding time out for us. Thank you for joining. Uh, Working
Thank
with
you,
you
sir.
is always a great pleasure. Thank you, Pallavi. Okay. Good evening, Manisha.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm great because I am victory personified. I'm wisdom personified. And I'm also success personified. I'm confidence personified. And I am glory, name, and fame and riches personified because I am getting support from brilliant friends, great friends like yourself and Nitesh and Lekha and Seema and Pallavi and my team members and those wonderful friends who haven't joined us today. So that's why, without the slightest of doubts in my mind, I can say that I have never been better before. What about you, Manisha?
Same, sir. I'm great. I'm doing great. And you said that you are personified in so many things. The name, meaning of my name is knowledge. So, Manisha, it means knowledge in English. And I can say that, okay, I'm also knowledge personified. I'm not
Yes.
knowledge personified because I know so many things, but I am knowledge personified because I'm ready to learn so many things. And that's I can say that it's quite a good trait. And I just wish that it stays with me till the end of my life. And
It will.
thank you. And after listening each and everyone and seeing these beautiful faces, now I'm feeling bit relieved and I'm happy. So I can say that if at the end of the day you get to see so many people and with such beautiful faces, with such beautiful words, then you can at least sleep peacefully. And that's why I can say I have never been better before because I'll have a good sleep now.
Wonderful. Great to hear that. And you mustn't hesitate saying that you are knowledge personified. Yes, you are. You're wisdom, knowledge, intelligence personified. And the other day you said that you're very pretty. I was very happy to hear that, right? Keep saying it. Keep repeating such things. Okay. That'll give a boost to your confidence as well. And that's the truth. Okay. With that said, thank you, Manisha, for finding time out. It's always such a pleasure working with you. So, um, with that said, let's start the presentation. We will today be talking about perfect tenses. We have done tenses earlier. We also discussed perfect tenses, but today we'll see perfect tenses more closely. Very simple they are. Very, very simple. Okay. So let's understand what are perfect tenses. Here we go. All right. So, perfect tenses in English. It's an overview. So, understanding perfect tenses in English. What does this mean? In English, I'll follow the same scheme. I'll read what is there on the slide verbatim and then explain. In English, we have different ways to talk about actions in relation to time. Perfect tenses are one of these ways. They help us describe actions and events more precisely. Let's explore them with simple examples. Only examples make things clear. You can never make sense of English grammar by trying to understand English grammar because there's not much to understand from an objective perspective. If you think that you're going to learn it just the way you learn mathematics, it doesn't work that way. Yes, there are certain rules that you need to understand well, and they are more or less objective, but it's very subjective because grammar can be twisted and tweaked and meddled with in ways that suit you if you are speaking good English. And good English is possible to speak. You can speak in good English. You can be a fluent speaker only if you know essential grammar, which we are doing right now, but not the theory part of essential grammar. You just have to understand. You just have to have a gut. You must have those faculties active, those intuitive faculties active, which make you speak a language. You don't have to consciously think of grammar all the time while speaking in English. So the rules that we'll be discussing today, or for that purpose, the rules that we have been doing thus far, are just for your understanding. Well, surface understanding will also do. You don't have to learn all that in depth. It doesn't help you if you try and learn grammar that way. The way grammar is often taught, delivered in schools and colleges, that's not how we should learn grammar if we are talking about spoken English. Well, those are the techniques that I teach. If there's a teacher who has a different perspective, well, that's okay. Even that may be respected. That also will be respectable. But what the techniques that I'm teaching you, if you have to master these techniques, you must keep this in mind, that grammar is to act as backdrop facilitator, backdrop information. It cannot be something that must be actively hovering in your mind when you are speaking in English. Because if you try and make every sentence grammatically correct or conform with the grammar rules, then you will end up speaking very bad English. Your English will sound very artificial, very forced. Because I have seen people who are non-native speakers who try to speak English just the way they write English. That's not how English is spoken. Bring about that spontaneity, bring about that free flow. That is how English should be spoken. All right. So what are perfect tenses? They are just the way other tenses help us talk about actions in relation to time. This is another way. Perfect tense is another way of talking about action in the context of time. Well, if it sounds confusing, don't worry, because we'll take examples and examples will explain the things better. We move on. So here we are talking about present perfect tense, right? Present perfect tense. How many types of perfect tenses are we going to study? 6. The first one that we're going to study, you can see it on your screen, it's present perfect tense. Then we'll see present perfect continuous tense, right? And then we'll see past perfect tense, past perfect continuous. Then we'll see future perfect and future perfect continuous. What do all this stuff means? We'll talk about that as we go along, as we progress. Okay. So present perfect tense is used to do what? Use it when talking about something that happened in the past, but still matters now. You did something in the past, but what you did in the past, although it is past action, is not just a piece of history. It has great relevance. Piece of history means piece of dead history. No. What you have done in the past has relevance to what you are doing now or your present state of affairs. So, present perfect tense will be used when you did something in the past, the action is over, but it has relevance in the present. Okay? If such a situation arises, then you can describe such a situation with present perfect tense. Now, unless we take examples, we'll not be able to make much sense of it. Before that, there's another thing. Formed by using have for I, you, we, they, or has for he, she, it, followed by the past participle of the verb, usually ending in ed or en. In the last session, we discussed participles, and I told you how the present participle and the past participle work. I told you for present participle, usually the ending is ing, and we talk about continuous action over there. And one of our learned friends, namely Seema, she also raised a query. She asked me, what is the difference between present continuous and the present participle? And that also I explained, of course. So when we are going to use present perfect tense, when we are talking about a past action which is relevance in the present, and how do we express it? We express it by using the expressions have or has. When do we use have? When we use I, you, we, and they. Those are usually the circumstances when we use have. And when we are using third person, this is what? For I, and I is, of course, first person. You is second person. We again would be falling in the first person category. Forget about theory. What I'm telling you is only for your understanding, only for your understanding, so as to be able to speak in English. Forget about what is perfectly correct in English grammar. I'm not interested in that, and you also shouldn't be interested. So when is have used? When you are using the first person I, when you are using we, or when you are using the second person you, or when you are using a plural like they. They is a plural, that's why you will have to use have. When is has used for present perfect tense? When you use third person like he, she, and it. And it is followed by a past participle of the verb. We know what is the past participle of a verb, right? We did it, the last session was on that. So it usually ends with ed or en. Let's have some examples. Remember what I said in the beginning? What is present perfect tense? When you talk about a past action, an action which is complete, but which has relevance to the present day, which has relevance to the present moment. So I have visited Paris. I have visited Paris would mean, yes, I did visit Paris in the past. I visited Paris in the past. But that visit to Paris has some relevance in the present times. That is why I'm using present perfect tense. I have visited Paris. So as you can read the stuff within the parenthesis, I went there sometime in the past, and the fact is important now. Although I went to Paris in the past, but the fact that I went to Paris in the past is still relevant, is still important now. That is why I have used present perfect tense. Don't bother about theory, please. Right? If there's a use of present perfect tense which doesn't match this idea that we are talking about something that happened in the past and which has relevance in the present, do not worry. Just use your gut. Just use your faculties, the intuitive faculties, to understand what is present perfect tense. Nobody's going to ask you what is present perfect tense when you're speaking in English. All right? She has never tried sushi. So her past experiences or lack of them are relevant to the present. She has never tried sushi. She never took sushi, never tasted sushi. But the fact that she never tasted sushi is an important fact in the present moment. That is why we have used present perfect tense. Moving on. Present perfect continuous tense. Use it when you want to emphasize the duration of an action that started in the past and continues to the present. Here, like the present perfect tense, the action isn't over. The action is continuing. The action started in the past and it is continuing till the present moment. The action that we are talking about is not over. It is still on. So it's formed by using have been or has been followed by the base form of the verb plus ing. Let's take examples to understand what this means. They have been playing chess for hours. What does it mean? They started playing chess in the past and they are still playing now. The action of playing chess is still not over. They started it long back, but even to this moment, they are playing chess. The action started long back, but it is continuing in the present moment. She has been studying English all morning. What does this mean? Her study session began earlier and is still going on. Although she started studying English in the morning, that action is not over. That is still on. That is still on. That is why we are using present perfect continuous tense. Moving on. Past perfect tense. Use it to show which of the two past actions happened first, formed by using had, followed by the past participle of the verb. What this essentially means is, if two actions happened in the past, then I am just informing by using past perfect tense as to which of these two actions happened first. For example, I can say, by the time I reached the library, the teacher had left. By the time I had reached the library, the librarian left, which means my act of reaching the library happened before the librarian left. That is why we are using past perfect tense. Let's consider the examples that are there on the slide. He had left when I arrived. What does this mean? He had left when I arrived. When I arrived is an action that happened later. He had already left. The person had left by the time I arrived. So two actions I'm talking about, two actions in the past, and by using past perfect tense, I'm just explaining which of these two actions happened first. He had left when I arrived means his leaving happened before my arrival. His leaving happened before my arrival. That is the reason why I am using past perfect tense. Then, they had finished the project before the deadline. They had finished the project before the deadline. Two events here. Deadline is one event and finishing of the project is the other event. So the project got finished before the deadline. So the deadline, the event deadline happened later. The finishing of the project happened earlier. Project completion came before the deadline. That is why we are using past perfect tense. Moving on. Past perfect continuous tense. Use it to describe how long an action continued before a specific point in the past, formed by using had been followed by the base form of the verb ing. Let's take examples to understand this. Let's not get too much into theory. These presentations will all be available to you just for your reference. Once you understand what I'm trying to tell you, this theory part will also be very intelligible, will be very easy for you to understand. But even if it doesn't become very easy for you to understand, just understanding the examples will do, for goodness sake. Do not bother too much about learning the theory. So what are the examples? She had been practicing the piano for hours before the concert. Now, what are we trying to do over here? When is past perfect continuous tense used? It is used to describe how long an action continued before a specific point in the past. So I'm talking about some point of time in the past. And I am just talking about some other action which finished before the point of time in the past. How long before that point of time in the past that I am referring to, the action got completed is what I'm interested in when I'm doing past perfect continuous tense. Let's take the examples. She had been practicing the piano for hours before the concert. Now, concert is one point of time. Concert must have happened at one point of time in the past. When I say she had been practicing the piano for hours before the concert, it means before the concert, the event, the past point, the point of time in the past. Before the point of time in past, which is being represented by the concert, she had already finished practicing piano hours before that point of time. That is why we are using past perfect continuous tense. If you're not understanding, doesn't matter. Maybe you can watch this video later. And for the live participants, they can watch the YouTube videos also. And for those who are watching me on YouTube, following this as a series of YouTube videos, please repeat the video. Maybe you can rewind and check what I've said if you are finding all this confusing. And if you still do not understand, forget them. Yes, you heard me. Forget them, because you don't have to actively understand all this to speak in English. Even a faint understanding of all this stuff will do. Again, you heard me. Only a faint understanding of all this stuff will do. Okay, they had been waiting at the airport for a long time when their flight was finally announced. We are talking about a point of time in the past, and we are talking about an action in the past with reference to that specific point of time. That is all we are interested in. See it this way, that we are talking about a specific point of time in the past, and we are talking about an action in relation to that point of time. So the point of time in the past here is being represented by the announcement of the flight, and the wait at the airport is the action that is being spoken about with reference to that point of time, which is being represented by the announcement of the flight. See it that way. So continuous waiting led up to a specific point. Specific point in what? Specific point in time. Okay, moving on. Do not worry too much if they are not making perfect sense, because perfect tenses are not supposed to make perfect senses. You heard me. Perfect tenses are not supposed to make perfect senses, right? Bits and pieces understanding of perfect tenses will do. Doesn't matter. Your spoken English will not be affected in the least if you do not have a thorough understanding of perfect tenses. And to tell the truth, nobody can ever be thorough with these ideas, right? Because they change. The context changes. The sentences can vary depending upon what you are trying to explain. So if you try to fit in the theory into every sentence, well, you'll end up in a miserable position, because you can never do that. You can never actually fit in theory into every sentence. That's not how grammar works. Okay? Moving on. Future perfect tense. Use it when you want to talk about an action that will be completed before a certain point in the future. So what are we talking about? We are talking about the future now, and we are talking about an action that will be completed before that point of time in future. It's formed by using will have followed by the past participle of the verb. For example, by next week, I will have finished reading this book. By next week, I will have finished reading this book. Now, by next week is representing a point of time in future, and the event, my finishing the book, will happen before that point of time. That is what I'm trying to explain. So I'm using future perfect tense. The reading will be completed before next week. The reading is the action, and next week is the point of time in future. That is why future perfect tense is being used over here. Next example is, they will have completed the construction of the new building by the end of this year. Or sorry, they will have completed the construction of the new building by the end of the year. Here, end of the year is the point of time in future, and construction of the new building or completion of the new building is the action that will get completed before the specific point of time in future, which is being represented by the end of the year. So completion is expected before the year ends. That is what we are trying to say. You understand it? Yes? Good. No? Good. Doesn't matter. Okay. Moving on. Future perfect continuous tense. Use it to express how long an action will continue up to a specific future time. To do what? Use it to express how long an action will continue up to a specific future time. Just trying to tell how long will this action continue in future, right? How do we do it? It's formed by using will have been followed by the base of the verb ing. Examples. By the time you arrive, I will have been waiting for an hour. By the time you arrive, I will have been waiting for an hour, which means my wait will continue till the time you arrive, right? So I'm talking about what? I'm talking about an action. And what is that action? That action is the wait. And what is the point of time in future? Point of time is the time that is being represented by your arrival. So continuous waiting before your arrival. Next, they will have been traveling for 3 days when they reach their destination. Okay? Let me tell you this very clearly, that nobody uses too much of future perfect continuous tense while speaking. The classicists do. Some people do. Some good speakers do. But most speakers in English do not use future perfect continuous tense. They just convey the meaning in whatever way they can, and that's enough. Okay? Don't worry about using future perfect continuous tense if you are not comfortable with it. So they will have been traveling for 3 days when they reach their destination. Two things here. Reaching the destination represents a point of time in future, and the continuous traveling is representing the action. So the traveling will happen. The traveling will complete. That they are saying the continuous travel leading up to the arrival, which means that we are talking about an action in the future and possibly its completion before a point of time in future. That is why we are using future perfect continuous tense. Now, if you think you have to remember all this while speaking, forget about it. You don't need to remember any of the theory that I've given you. This theory is just for your basal, your understanding. That is just about it. Basal means it is not intrinsic to speaking in English. Speaking in English can happen even without understanding all this. In fact, speaking in English does not depend on understanding all this stuff at all. 99.99% speakers do not keep all this stuff in mind when they speak. This is just background information. If they stay with you, fine. They don't stay with you, still you will be able to speak in English. Doesn't matter, because speaking in English depends on your practice of the methods, the 3 methods that I've taught you. Not a thorough understanding of grammar, for goodness sake. Yes, understanding grammar will help you, but that help is nothing as compared to the kind of help that you'll get by practicing the 3 methods. Okay, moving on now. Okay. All right. May I request Manisha to read what is there on the screen, please? Manisha, go ahead. Read.
Fantastic. Remember, all that you are learning as a part of essential grammar is going to act as backdrop information. Your conscious mind may lose the information, but it may stay in your subconscious mind to serve as background material.
That's it. So nothing is required to be remembered. Thank you, Manisha, for reading that out. Let's get back to business now again. I mean, we are already in the business. Let's get back to the business of demonstrating spontaneous speech power. Okay? And today, the first speaker will be Pallavi. Pallavi, pull the gears and be ready. I'm giving you full screen. All right, Pallavi, say hello to me.
Hello, sir.
Yes, great. Pallavi, your topic for spontaneous speech today is, which color is Nitesh wearing? Green? Which color is Lekha wearing? Green. Your topic for the day is green. 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 Start.
Okay. First of all, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. So, my topic for today's spontaneous speech is green. Yes. So, first of all, I should start with the color that I'm seeing right now, that my both of the learned friends have wore, and that is Nitesh and Lekha. And yes, that as sir said that wearing green color shows that they are from Andromeda galaxy, because this is the color of that galaxy. So yes, whenever I see Nitesh in that color, I it just came in my mind out of nowhere that maybe maybe he may be an alien, as sir said, as Kirti said in a story. So yes, and after that, green color. Yes, I want to say that today also in the office I wore green color. My kurti was of green color today. So yes, I wore today green color dress, and my topic is also green color. So if talking about green, so green is something color which, as everyone know, green is the color which shows the beauty of nature, because green is nature's color. Because whenever we see the forest and the plants, all of them are green, and we all know that how important that green color is. Because of that green color, the process of photosynthesis happens very easily. So yes, there is importance of green color, because we all have our life because of that green color. Because we all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the plants, I'm talking about the nature, I'm talking about the forest, the green color, which shows the I can say that this is the color of life. Because we are getting our lives, everyone in the world, whether it's animal and or us, we are getting our lives because of these plants. We are getting oxygen from that. So this all is because of the plants which are of green color. So there is importance of green color. And what else can I talk about the green color is, yes, vegetables. Like we all say that green vegetables are very healthy for are very healthy for us. Like we should eat green vegetables, uh, whether it is spinach, or some spinach, cauliflower, uh, lady finger, and there are many vegetables which are green in color, which everyone say that they are very useful for our health. But if I have to confess something, then I will say that I don't eat green vegetable much, because I haven't eaten it much from my childhood. When I used to be a uh, child, like I remember that I only used to eat potato and no any vegetables except that. And my mother and my father used to used to scold me so much that you don't eat any vegetable. That's why you are not healthy. Uh, that's why you always get so much illness, because you are not because you don't eat green vegetables. So yes, there I now I understand now, after, when I was out when I started my job, and when I was away from my house, then I started eating green vegetables. Then I started understand the importance of green vegetables, how they are important for us, and how eating them we can be healthier. And so yes, if I talking about that, I one thing is also coming in my mind, that my father used to eat a lot green vegetables. Like it is his demand that every day there must be green vegetable in his food, whether in the dinner or in the lunch. He must have one green vegetable in his plate. So yes, he loves green vegetables so much. And but we all, my brother and I, we don't like used to eat so much green vegetables. Like we are not learning from our father, which is a bad thing. But now I have started eating, not much, but I have started. But my brothers are still not eating that much. So that is about some green vegetables that I have said. And now, if we are talking more about green color, so other thing that is coming in my mind is the nature. Like whenever I think of green, I just think about the other thing is also coming in my mind is agriculture. Because whenever we go somewhere, the main color we see, like in cities, we don't like see so much of these color things, like plants, um, farms, because in cities there are not so much forest, not so much plants, not so much farms here, that's why there is so much pollution, so much because of the infrastructure of the city. So there is no so much greenery here. So that's why, as we all say, that how important the greenery is, and greenery, the color green is itself embedded in it. So we can say that greenery is how much important for the nature for us, because as we you can see that whenever we go to the village side, we see there are so much we see so much forest trees which are so much green in color, and after seeing them and after seeing such beautiful scenes, such beautiful greenery, it gives me, if I talking about myself, it gives me so much happiness and pleasure when I saw all of them. Like, yes, there are some places that there are greeneries, and so we should appreciate that, and we should try to uh, not only just be happy seeing these all greeneries. We should try to
Okay, Pallavi,
we should
that
try
should
to
do. Pallavi,
make these
Pallavi,
greeneries.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Fantastic speech. Very well done. Lot of appreciation from my side and from your friends. I'm sure they're all very happy with what you said. Beautiful speech. Okay. The best part was the continuous flow, your seamless, your effortless speech. And you kept on generating ideas, even when at times you had to probably wonder for a second or two what you should be saying. You very quickly generated the idea. So that shows that your your powers of speaking spontaneously are definitely going up. Although there has been a slack of practice for whatever reasons, but I still feel that you are doing a fantastic job. It's such a beautiful speech. Absolutely enjoyed it. Very well done. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
your friends will now be writing messages for you, and I'm sure all of them must have liked it. And but I still request all of you to be very objective. If you think there is any scope for improvement, please mention it. Okay, all right. So I have the first message from my team, and my team says, "Impeccable performance, Pallavi. What a flawless speech, and a lot of claps for you." Completely understand. Completely agree with my team there. And Seema says, "Wonderful speech, dear." And there are thumbs up and claps for you. And she further says, "You really very well explained the topic, dear Pallavi. Great job you did." And again, claps for you, again, thumbs up, and beautiful, beautiful smileys. Then you have Lekha, who has written, "You have improved so much, Pallavi. You kept on speaking without making any flaws. And you have made such a great speech. And it was a thoughtful performance." And she has given you that ice cream cone like inverted birthday cap from which all colors are spluttering out. That is what she has sent you, and just as cute as Lekha is. So she has appreciated your performance, and I believe you deserve all these wonderful words, all these wonderful words of praises. Manisha writes, "Your performance was terrific, 100." And then she has clapped for you, and then she says, "You didn't stop even for a second, and you brought examples from daily life." Just one second. From daily life. This is something that made your speech very interesting, more interesting. And then she has given the directorial sign and the claps. A lot of appreciation from everybody, and you deserve all this. Nitesh says, "What an awesome performance, Pallavi. Very nice speech on this topic. As always, pro performance, flow and fluency of your speech was great. Keep it up." Absolutely. All have given very apt views on your speech. Very well done. And now for the next speech. Okay. Next spontaneous speech will be presented by our very own green wearing Lekha. Okay. So, Lekha, be ready. Come over. Say hello to me, Lekha.
Hello, sir. I'm ready.
Hi. Okay. So, your topic, I'm giving you a very sweet and lovely and wonderful topic. I'm sure you will be able to give us some um, nice thoughts on the topic, right? Now, the topic for you is not an easy topic, by the way, difficult topic, but a sweet topic nonetheless. Your topic, Lekha, is spirituality in daily life. Spirituality in daily life. Spirituality in daily life. Start.
So, I'm not such a spiritual person, and I have very less knowledge about it because I have doubts. I earlier told you that I have doubts about the God and about this spiritual world. But I'm learning about it. And Nitesh, my friend who has suggested me to read Bhagavad Gita. So I'm also reading that to learn about spirituality more. But I think spirituality is not like you just do whatever nowadays people are doing, like doing this mandir and puja, part puja, and call it spirituality. In my thoughts, that is like that is also good, but um I have some other aspect of spirituality. Spirituality means making yourself pure, your thoughts pure, uh, just by making just by doing some kind of meditations and cleaning yourself, both physically but internally, and what you call it, from outside, like cleaning your body and cleaning your mind as well. And mm, and as I have less knowledge about it, and what Shri Krishna says that if you are feeling sad, it I'm taking it from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I only learned one thing, and I appreciate that. What Shri Krishna says that if you are feeling sad, and if you are feeling whether you are feeling sad or you are feeling happy, just give it to me. So that is a good thing I have learned from Bhagavad Gita. Like many times we feel sad, even I have tears in my eyes, and when I sleep, like I feel very sad, then I remember this, that I can give it to Sri Krishna and I can feel relaxed. So that is a good thing. In this way we can practice spirituality in our life, just by thinking it in our mind and in our heart, like God is within us, and he is always with us, and every time when we need them, then we can have them with us. We don't have to just like think that we will pray in the morning and we will pray in the night, in the evening. We can have them whenever we want to have them, and not in the sad cases. We can also have them in our a good time also, like if we are feeling good, if we have attained something, then we should not forget about them. Then we should offer our success to them, and we should celebrate with them, like we like I'm feeling sad, then I release my stress by feeling like Krishna is with me and I can give my attention to him. Then by this way we can celebrate our success with them. We can offer our good wishes to them. That is also a kind of spirituality in my mind. And spirituality, what I earlier told, is that making yourself uh, like clean from inside, not clean, the word will be without any flaws. uh, like if we are a little like I'm angry bird, then if I'm making myself every day not so angry, like I'm making every day myself a better person, that is also good. Not making ourselves jealous, making ourselves kind, that is also in my perspective, that is also spirituality. Like spirituality is not worshipping gods, we can think ourselves as a god. Our own body can be thought like it is also a god within us. So we can care our body as well by cleaning it properly, by like taking bath and like cleaning it from inside by taking many kind of juices and not eating junk foods, because as we think like our body is also a god, and we should offer good things, like we offer good things to god. Like we don't offer junk food to gods, we offer good things like and we offer the things which we make by cleaning everything and by doing like properly make everything, like if we are making prasadam, then we will offer that to god. We don't offer the junk foods and the things which is dirty. So in this way we can treat our bodies as well. So that is also in my thoughts spirituality, because I said that what there is a shlok from in Sanskrit that yatha pinde yatha I don't remember yatha pinde tatha brahmande ऐसे कुछ, what is within the universe that is within our body, what is in the universe that is within our body. So I think that my body is a temple, and my I'm myself the god. That is the thought in my spirituality. So I avoid to take junk foods, and I also avoid to take coffee, tea, that also make our body bad. So I prefer to care my body very well. I just take juices that are good for me, for my health, and eat sattvic food, because if I'm eating junk foods, then my stomach is not feeling good. They will feel a kind like I'm doing a kind of violence to my body. That is not good. So I can't.
Lekha, that should do. Spoke more than 6 minutes and spoke brilliant. Okay. You say that you are not spiritual, right? Yet you come up with such an inspiring speech. Those little ideas that you came up with are so wonderful. That's what spirituality is all about. Cleaning your body, right? Cleaning your body, cleaning your mind. And what is cleaning of mind supposed to mean? Cleaning of mind just means calming it, clearing all the disturbances, cleaning it so that it can perform better. And by way of cleaning your body, cleaning your mind, you actually clean your soul, right? Now, as you said, you're not sure whether God exists or not. That's a good idea, because you are a jigyasu, what they say jigyasu in Sanskrit. And there are scholars and spiritualists who say that the path to devotion, the path to being a true astic, a true devotee, passes through the home of doubt and atheism. That is, astikta comes through nastikta, if at all it has to come. Everybody has his or her truth to unearth. So I respect you so much, Lekha. You're a little girl, but still I respect you so much because you are so deep. Your thoughts are so deep, and you are so full of ideas and energy. Even with a topic that yourself said you're not very comfortable with, you spoke like a champion, my dear. What do I say? I'm so proud of you. And I'm sure all your friends are very proud of you. Beautiful speech. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful is the word. Let me say no more. Beautiful, beautiful. Loved it. Let's see what your lovely friends are saying about you. Okay?
thank you, sir.
You're most welcome, my dear. You deserve all the
I
praises.
even didn't know the meaning of like what people call spirituality. I don't understand it. I just had little Like I only think that I am the my body is temple and I am the god.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Great speech, great speech. Okay, Seema writes, excellent performance, dear Lekha. Yes, I totally agree with Sir's comment. You have presented your views so fluently with great thoughts, and lots of claps for you, lots of thumbs up, and beautiful, wise smileys for you, right? A lot of love and affection from Seema, goes without saying. My team member writes, first of all, this is a great performance, dear. Uh, dear Lekha, I this is a wonderful account. I just want to say one thing, that you are already on your way to becoming a spiritualist. You are such a pure soul. To be spiritual does not mean, I completely agree with my team. To be spiritual does not mean believing in some supernatural force up there. No. To be spiritual, being spiritual only means you are trying to unearth information that is not, unearth knowledge that is not available to you. It is the quest to understand the unknown, right? So you, being a curious Jigyasu girl, are very much spiritual. Completely agree with what my team says. Okay. Pallavi says, wonderful performance, dear Lekha. You spoke like a pro. There's a lovely smiley also. You spoke like a pro speaker. You said that you have not much knowledge of spirituality, but everything you told about spirituality in your speech is really admirable. Amazing performance. Two beautiful, cute smileys for you. Lots of this. And of course, you have thumbs up, right? Manisha writes, Lekha, I am speechless after hearing your views on spirituality, her characteristic directorial sign, which is a mark of appreciation. Your views on this topic are not different from the views of most of the learned souls. You simplified this topic so well, despite having very little idea about it. Great speech it was. And yes, you are spiritual. And then there are hearts for you. So a lot of love and affection from Manisha as well. So you deserve all these praises. Absolutely stunning performance. And with that stunning performance, we come to the end of this session. Okay, we have um, another message from Nitesh. Nitesh writes, awesome performance, Rekha. You spoke very well on this tough topic. You touched the heart of the topic in your speech. You explained your thoughts very beautifully. Thank you for respecting my recommendation of reading Bhagavad Gita. I know you are an agnostic and a seeker. Keep this up. So fantastic performance by the two of our speakers, and we have had a good class, I believe. If there's anything in the perfect tenses that you didn't understand, do not worry. As we do the exercises, all doubts will be gone, right? Thank you so much. Take good care of yourselves and good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I
Good
said
night, sir. Good night,
Yes.
Good night,
everybody.
sir.
Nice,
Good night,
sir.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night.